They don't text back. They cancel plans. They look at you like they care, but never enough to stay. And every time you tell yourself it's fine, you're patient, understanding, not like the others. But deep down, you know the truth. You keep falling for people who can't love you back. It's not love you're chasing. It's recognition. Something in you sees the cold, the distance, the inconsistency. And your body says, ah, I know this place. Because you've been here before. You were trained to earn love by surviving neglect. That's the wound you never named. When someone gives you peace, you mistake it for boredom. When someone gives you chaos, you call it chemistry. And you keep believing if you can make the wrong person stay, you'll finally prove you were always worth staying for. That's not romance. That's repetition. You're not in love. You're in a loop. Every time they disappear, your mind says they're busy. Every time they come back, your heart says, see, I was right. You call that hope, but it's really fear wearing makeup. You're afraid of being alone with yourself long enough to realize how often you've accepted less than you deserve. Because if you stop chasing, who are you then? Who are you without the story of trying to fix someone who never asked to be saved? You don't want them. You want the version of you that feels alive when they finally look your way. Important, needed, chosen. That's not love. That's adrenaline. It's a hit of dopamine disguised as destiny. You tell yourself it's complicated. It's not. It's chemistry mixed with history. You crave what once hurt you because pain feels like home. And here's the first twist. You're not addicted to unavailable people. You're addicted to almost. Almost chosen. Almost seen. Almost safe. Your nervous system has mistaken anxiety for aliveness. You've confused love with relief. The tiny moment they text back, call, or say, I miss you too. It's not connection you're chasing. It's regulation. You think, if I can love them hard enough, they'll see I'm different. But love doesn't fix avoidance. It only feeds the fantasy that maybe this time you'll be enough to change the ending. You can't heal your childhood through someone else's silence. You can't prove your worth by waiting for attention. You can't turn cold into warm by standing closer. And yet you try. You give them grace they haven't earned. You turn mixed signals into poetry. You call confusion depth. You defend their inconsistency like it's personality. You confuse the ache with attachment. If you're nodding right now, good. That means you're awake. That means your body recognizes the pattern. So here's your first micro practice. Put your phone down. Place a hand on your chest. Say it softly. I want love that feels safe, not love that feels uncertain. Then breathe. Every breath that doesn't wait for a text is a rebellion. If this part hits somewhere deep, take 10 seconds and hit subscribe. Not for algorithms, for reminders like this, the kind that pull you back to yourself before you forget who you are. Now back to it. They'll come back. They always do. They sense your peace like it's perfume. They'll send a hey at midnight just to see if the door is still unlocked. And maybe you'll answer, not because you want them, but because you want closure that never comes. Here's the twist. They don't come back for you. They come back for the version of themselves you made easy to love. You were comfort without consequence. You gave them peace they didn't earn. You were their soft place to fall while they stayed sharp everywhere else. You weren't chosen. You were convenient. And the second you stopped being convenient, they remembered how to disappear. That's not cruelty, it's capacity. Some people can't hold love because they've never held themselves. You keep thinking they'll grow. But what if the lesson was never theirs to learn? You call it loyalty, but really, it's fear. Fear that if you stop trying, no one will try for you. But love isn't earned by endurance. It's invited by authenticity. When you shrink yourself to fit inside someone's maybe, you abandon the parts of you that could have built a definite yes elsewhere. Here's the second twist. You think love has to feel electric. But real love isn't electricity. It's grounding. It's the outlet that doesn't shock you every time you touch it. Real love doesn't raise your heart rate. It steadies it. It doesn't make you question your worth. It reminds you you never had to prove it. It doesn't make you perform. It lets you rest. But your nervous system doesn't know how to rest yet. It keeps mistaking peace for danger because silence once meant something bad was coming. So when someone treats you well, your body goes, something's wrong. That's not intuition. That's trauma speaking fluent comfort zone. It's not that you attract unavailable people. It's that you stay because they feel familiar. And familiar feels safer than unknown happiness. Here's the third twist. You don't crave chaos because you enjoy it. You crave it because calm once meant neglect. The stillness of safety feels like waiting for the next storm. But this time, the storm doesn't come. And that's where healing begins. In the boredom you once ran from. Let's be honest, boredom is terrifying when your heart's been trained to equate peace with punishment. But peace isn't empty. It's quiet. And quiet is what your nervous system sounds like when it's finally home. You might say, what if they were my soulmate? Maybe they were just not the kind that stays. Some soulmates teach you love. Others teach you limits. Either way, they show you something sacred. You don't have to hate them. Hate keeps you tethered. Indifference sets you free. You can bless their path without walking it again. And when they text, don't answer with words. Answer with silence. That's the language of boundaries. Freedom doesn't feel good at first. It feels like withdrawal. But withdrawal means you're detoxing from drama. Peace is supposed to feel strange when you've lived inside chaos too long. You'll start noticing small miracles. You sleep through the night. You laugh without scanning the room. You check your phone and feel nothing. That's not numbness. That's neutrality. That's progress. Healing isn't a reward. It's a side effect of finally telling the truth faster. Truth like, I'm tired of proving I'm enough. Truth like, I don't want intensity. I want intimacy. Truth like, if I have to chase it, it's running from me. You stop wanting fireworks and start wanting warmth. You stop confusing mystery with meaning. You stop thinking the bare minimum is effort. Safe love doesn't erase passion. It refines it. It burns slower, deeper, longer. Fireworks fade. Hearts stay warm. The love that lasts won't take your breath away. It'll give it back. You'll meet someone new one day. They'll text back. They'll show up. They'll mean what they say. And your old self will panic. You'll think, why is this so easy? That's when you'll realize, easy was the point. You were just addicted to the ache. It'll feel strange not to second-guess every silence. But slowly, silence will become sacred. You'll start calling peace by its real name, stability. And when you lie next to them, you won't feel the need to earn your place. You'll just belong. That's how you'll know you've healed. Not when you stop loving deeply, but when you stop loving destructively. You thought love would save you. It didn't. It introduced you to the part of you that could save yourself. Closure isn't an apology. It's the decision to believe them the first time. It's the moment you stop needing to be the exception. You don't find love after healing. You find it the moment you stop needing someone else to prove you're healed. Because real love doesn't arrive to fix you. It arrives to meet you where you've already started fixing yourself. Peace isn't boring. Peace is proof. When peace becomes normal, your standards stop sounding like demands. They start sounding like self-respect. You begin to speak slower. You listen without waiting to defend. You laugh without shrinking. You start seeing love as partnership, not permission. One day, you'll look across a table and realize you haven't thought about the past all evening. You'll realize love no longer feels like walking on eggshells. It feels like walking home. Before that, there's maintenance. Healing isn't graduation. It's a lifestyle, noticing when you slip and guiding yourself back. You'll forget. You'll text. You'll relapse. You'll forgive yourself faster each time. The goal was never perfection. It was awareness. Every time you choose calm over chaos, you rewrite the script your body thought was permanent. You never needed closure from them. You needed consistency from yourself. When loneliness hits, don't fill it with noise. Fill it with movement, light, water, truth. Say, I'm not lonely. I'm recalibrating. You'll start craving quiet mornings more than loud apologies. You'll feel rich in energy, not attention. You'll recognize that love isn't something that happens to you. It's something you participate in. The healed version of you might seem intimidating to those who benefited from your confusion. They'll say you've changed. They'll say you're cold. But you're not cold, you're clear. And clarity scares people who profit from chaos. So don't shrink. Let the calm be loud. Let your peace be your presence. When you stop performing for love, you create space for love that performs with you. And when that love arrives, you'll recognize it. Not because it gives you butterflies, but because you won't need to explain your worth. You'll build together, not bargain. You'll rest together, not recover. You'll feel chosen, not chased. That's the difference between craving love and creating it. If this felt like coming home to yourself, subscribe. Not to the channel, to your healing. Because this time, you're not waiting for love to choose you. You're choosing you first. You're not too much. You've spent too long with people who gave too little. You're not hard to love. You just learned love from people who didn't know how to give it. You are not broken. You're just done mistaking pain for passion. This isn't your ending. This is your evolution. So when they text again, and they will, smile. Not out of hate, out of recognition. You've seen this story before. You just don't need to live it again. And that is what healing really looks like. But healing is not the credits rolling. It's the next season. It's Tuesday, 7:15 a.m., when your phone is quiet and you realize quiet is kind. It's Thursday, 9:40 p.m., when a song ambushes you in the grocery aisle and you breathe through it without texting a ghost. It's the ordinary ritual of making a life that doesn't audition for attention. You'll still be tested, not by the universe, but by your old settings. A late night, you up, will arrive wearing nostalgia's perfume. Your body will reach for the past out of habit. You'll smile, because habit is not hunger anymore. You'll set the phone face down and let the moment pass like weather. Here's a field kit for moments like that. 3 small tests that never lie. The quiet test. Sit beside them for 10 minutes without your phone. If silence feels like punishment, it isn't love. If silence feels like breathing, it might be. Love is less about what you say and more about who you are allowed to be when nobody speaks. The boundary echo. State one boundary in one sentence with no preface and no footnote. I don't do midnight confessions. I don't do disappearing acts. I don't make homes out of maybes. Now listen for the echo. Healthy people hear you. Unhealthy people test you. Take the echo as the answer. The recovery curve. Measure the cost. If a 2-hour date taxes you 2 days of peace, that's not romance. That's debt. Love may ask effort, but it doesn't invoice your sleep. You'll notice your standards turning into stories you live, not speeches you give. You won't say, I deserve better, as often, because you'll be busy living better. Your calendar will look like a place where you actually live, not a waiting room for somebody else's uncertainty. Reverse truth time. You don't become hard when you heal. You become soft in the right places and firm in the right directions. You stop absorbing other people's storms. You stop volunteering to be the lesson they refuse to learn. You stop handing out keys to rooms in your heart that you no longer rent. There will be someone who says you've changed. They're right. You change back to the you who existed before the auditions. Back to the you who did not confuse exhaustion for effort. Back to the you who knows how to lock the door without explaining the architecture. Humor keeps the heart steady, so laugh at this with me. You used to call red flags challenges, yellow flags adventure, and green flags suspicious. Now you call red flags exits, yellow flags pauses, and green flags directions. Growth looks like new language for the same colors. Here's a small ritual for mornings when doubt shows up wearing your slippers. Stand by the window. Put one hand on the glass, one on your chest. Name 3 things that are safe. This breath, this roof, this day. Name 3 things you can choose. My pace, my honesty, my yes/no. Choice turns vows into verbs. Let's talk partnership, the steady kind. It won't fix your life. It will fit your life. It will ask you to keep your friends, keep your hobbies, keep your boundaries. It won't be threatened by the parts of you that existed before it arrived. It will add, not replace. You'll fight sometimes. Real love doesn't remove conflict. It removes cruelty. The fights will have time limits and clear exits. Nobody will weaponize silence. Nobody will collect mistakes like trophies. You'll disagree like 2 people building the same house from different angles. Another twist you'll learn by living it. Forgiveness is not amnesia. It is accurate memory without the urge to punish. You'll remember how it was and still refuse to return. That's not bitterness. That's stewardship of your nervous system. On an ordinary Saturday, you'll catch yourself humming. You won't realize how sacred that is until you remember when humming felt illegal. Peace as a sound. Often it's you, unafraid in your own kitchen. A friend will ask how you finally stopped chasing. You'll say, I got bored of my own cliffhangers. You'll say, I stopped mistaking uncertainty for intimacy. You'll say, I started telling the truth faster. And then you'll pour them tea and let the steam do the talking. For the days you backslide, because you will, here's the reentry checklist. Pause. Label. Replace. Pause the impulse. Label the feeling with plain words. Fear, hunger, habit. Replace the behavior with something that returns you to yourself. Water, sunlight, movement, completion. Completion is underrated medicine. Send the email, fold the laundry, finish the page. Finish things remind the body that endings can be gentle. You might wonder whether you'll ever feel the high again. You will, but it will change costumes. It will arrive as relief when someone tells the truth the first time. As pride when you keep a boundary with a soft voice. As warmth when your laughter doesn't check the room for permission. High becomes deep. If you need a single sentence to carry in your pocket for crowded rooms and quiet evenings, take this. I won't trade my peace to rent someone's attention. Say it under your breath like a prayer and watch your posture remember you. One day you'll meet the person who matches your healed rhythm. They won't look like a movie scene. They'll look like a room with the lights on. They'll ask, how's your energy today? And mean it. They'll say, text me when you arrive, and you'll actually arrive, without the pit in your stomach, without the invisible audition. Security is sexy when you've starved for years. Here's how you'll know. You'll set your phone down, screen up, and forget it exists. Your body will feel heavier in the good way, like gravity finally got your back. Your laughter will return to your mouth instead of living in your messages. You will feel witnessed without having to narrate. And if they leave, you will not fall apart. You will fall back on routines, on friends, on practices. You will grieve cleanly instead of catastrophically. Clean grief is a quiet room with open windows. Catastrophic grief is a locked car with the engine on. Choose windows. We're nearly at the end, which is really a door. Before we step through, 3 more reversals to protect your future. 1. Chemistry without clarity is a cliff. Admire the view, don't pitch a tent. 2. Longing without reciprocity is cosplay. Fun for a night, unlivable as a life. 3. Apologies without repair are theater. Clap if you must, but leave before the next act. Last micro practice, call it a send-off ritual. Write a note to yourself titled after they text. Under it, list 3 actions you'll take before you respond to anyone who once confused you. Drink water, step outside, phone a friend. Tape it inside your mind where your habits used to hang their coats. Make wisdom easier than relapse. And when you forget, because forgetting is human, remember this image. A porch light, left on for you by your own future self. They didn't wait up all night. They trusted you to find the steps. Walk toward that light as slowly as you need. It will still be there. It is you.